Hello. This is my quick review or just information, opinion on the Kymco Agility 125. It is my first scooter. I just recently started scooting for a few reasons, but mainly just to get out of the house. I do not use it to commute to work. So this is coming from a person who has really never owned a scooter before, never really scooted before at all. My interests were motorcycles growing up. However, as I got older, I realized that I just didn't care for, I didn't need the speed. I didn't need the coolness. So I kind of dropped it. And then a coworker of mine has been scooting for a few years and recommended I try hers out. And she had a Buddy 125. So, I really liked it. It's really what I need right now in my stage of life. Something to get out of the house. And this has really fulfilled that. Typically, I am not a outdoorsy guy, especially in the summer. But for this, I will sweat, just because I like to ride it so much. So again, this is coming from a person who has no experience with other scooters. So if you're interested in the Kymco or just scooting in general, I'll just take a few minutes here to talk to you about it. So the reason why I got the Kymco Agility 125 is I wanted 125cc. It seemed like it was either 50 or 125 or the most common scooters, unless you get the big cruisers, which have the extended with rear seat, really designed for a person. Don't intend to have someone on the back. I didn't want a big guy. I wanted something small and nimble, and also the price. If you do some research, you'll see that there is a absolute ton of scooter brands. A lot of them are Chinese generics, crate scooters. Usually those are very cheap. However, they also are very cheaply made, cheap materials. I would not recommend those at all unless you're a gearhead who has parts and tools and all the things you need to maintain small engines. They are just not worth it for anybody else. So you'll notice, my bad. So Honda and Yamaha are obviously the best. They also come at a very steep premium. And then after that, there is some Taiwan brands, which is a Kymco. Very highly regarded. I couldn't find anyone saying anything bad, and I did a lot of looking. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of groups out there on the Agility or on the Kymcos. If they are, they kind of faded away, and their websites are old and dead. But from pretty much what I could tell, it is a very quality brand, as long as you keep up with the maintenance. I'll talk about that in a little bit. And so you see, this is completely stock. The only thing I did is I added this phone holder. You will notice that the Kymco does not have any exposed handlebars. And if you go on Amazon, they all want to attach to the handlebars. So what I did is I found the one with the smallest space available, put a little anti-slip pad in there, and for the most part, it does work quite well. If you hit a hard bump, it usually will slide down. But other than that, you have to get things that go underneath your mirror here. And I tried that one first because it was cheap and I could work with it. So I would recommend that. Now you can see, I don't know if you can see that. I'm in the shade. It's hot as hell. So I'm in the shade. I hope the video comes through. Yes, regarding the maintenance, again, one of the reasons why I got this is the maintenance is so easy. You will see here, The air filter is right here. It just has the screws, pops right off. Air filter is right there. Transmission or gear fills right there, drains down there. Really simple. Oil down there with the dipstick here, and the filter. I'm gonna get bent underneath there, but it's right there. So you can change your gear oil, your engine oil, easy peasy. You just need a socket set and a torque wrench, and you're done. Also, now this is the storage. After you take out these bolts and the screw, the whole thing tub comes right off, and you have complete access to your carburetor, all your hoses, so you can check for any leakage. It's very, very easy. And then of course the batteries under the foots. So so easy. And finally the brake for the front disc is right there. It's insanely easy to maintain. I know some other scooters you have to take a lot of parts off to get to what you need, but not here on the Kymco Agility. Otherwise, I do wish the bench seat was a little more I don't know, we call it level. I don't like the tilt so much. I'm a big guy, I'm 6'2". I don't need for it to push me down. I do like it comes with this rack standard. You can find all sorts of attachments you can put on that. I mean, you'll notice the white is actually kilometers and the yellow are miles per hour. Depending on where you're at in the world, you may love that, you may hate it. I'm miles per hour, so I don't care for it. I really wish the dealership would have a different one they could put on there, but I guess that's standard. And gas and a clock, which I thought would be kind of lame, but actually I do use it. It's kind of handy. And there is no storage up front here. Some scooters have a little bit of a bay there you can slide stuff into. This one does not. Again, so I like it. I think it's a really sporty look compared to a lot of scooters. I think it's sporty. I think it's a little lame that's a sticker. It's not part of the mold. I thought that was kind of lame. You know, this is all stickers, and it looks cool, but eventually they're gonna peel. And depending on how well the dealer puts them on, it might vary how long they'll last. Speaking of dealer, they do come to your dealer not 100% assembled. The dealers do have to put them together. So you're definitely going to want a dealer who is reputable, who has experience building these. I picked a dealer. He's like the main dealer in my state for my area. He does hundreds of Kymcos. I looked over the bike, really good. The only couple of things I had about the dealer is they had the tires overinflated, but other than that, it was rock solid. So 2 years unlimited mile warranty. You can get an additional 4-year warranty. I think it's about, for me it was about $400, but for $100 a year, which includes transportation to and from, which is included, no fee. To me, it was a no-brainer. Again, $400 stretched over 4 years. Man, you should be able to afford that. So I'm really confident in the scooter. I love that the scooter has the 12-inch rims. It just makes street riding so much better. Bigger the tire, the better. A lot of scooters come with 10 inches, which is fine, but 12 inches is obviously going to be better for you. So again, I bought this new. In the manual, it does have a maintenance schedule. I did do the 200-mile maintenance. Again, it was no problem whatsoever. I really quite enjoyed it. I used Valvoline synthetics. I just synthetic is just better, and it might just be my mind playing tricks on me, but I do feel that the engine does run smooth. The transmission does shift. I mean, it's so good. I can't even feel it anymore with the oils that came with it. I did feel the tranny, you know, change gears. It wasn't bad, but I could feel it. But now with the synthetics, not a chance. It is so buttery smooth. I would highly recommend synthetics. They're only a few dollars more. You only have to use 1 quart of oil or less per oil change. Use the synthetics. And again, the air filter was, I mean, unless you were in a really dusty area, your air filter will last a very long time. I do apologize for moving the camera up and down. It is hot and I'm impatient. I do apologize. Regarding the manual, it does have break-in procedures. First 200, again, 200 miles, you get the first oil changes and gear changes. They want you to use less than half throttle for the first 300 miles. I don't honestly know how much that is, but I'm pretty, you know, gentle. Again, don't keep the same speed the whole time. Don't go 10 miles per hour the whole time. You're supposed to work the engine a little, lay off a little, work it again. You know, keep the speed variable. But the main thing, which kind of is troublesome, is that you can't go over 25 miles per hour for the first 600 miles. And depending on where you live, that could be very, very difficult to maintain just 25. Thankfully, I do have a lot of residential and side roads by me that I'm able to cruise on to get those miles. Some people are saying that's stupid, just do whatever you want. But, you know, I'm going to keep this thing forever. I'm going to do what the manual says. I can do 25 for 600 miles. I would just recommend doing what it says. Then after 300 miles, you can use 3/4 throttle, but you still can't go over 25. So that's just good for quick acceleration when you need it. Again, in that 600 miles, you do another oil change and gear change, and then you're ready to go as fast as you want. So yeah, I really enjoy the process. To me, it's just learning the characteristics of the scooter, of riding a scooter. I've been in traffic a little bit, but maintaining pretty much residentials and side roads. Because a lot of cars just get up on your ass and they don't care anything. They just want to be on your ass. So I try to stick to off the main roads. Not to jump around, but the manual, it's lacking. Like for instance, it mentions the oil strainer. It doesn't use a filter, it uses a strainer, and it refers to a page that's not in the manual. Very annoying. But there's a ton of YouTube videos on changing oils and agilities, mainly 50s, but it's still the same thing. And then some of the numbers, like page reference numbers, are off. So I do believe when they did a revision, they simply forgot to add pages back. It's sloppy, but it's not surprising during the translation period, I know, from Taiwan to English. And it's just not very thorough. I do wish the manual was much more thorough in its details. I did send an email to Kymco USA, never heard anything. They're based out in South Carolina, you know, with a lot of shortages going on, including employees. I could always call their 800 number, but I don't need it because I'm sure they'll say they don't have it. But it's just those little details that nag me. You know, I do like to have all the information, even if I don't need it. Why the hell not? Why not get it all? Anyway, being 125cc, I believe Kymco says it can do 50 officially. I wouldn't be surprised if it can do 60, 65. I mean, this sucker, even when using less than half throttle, man, this sucker wants to go. I think there's no way it can't do 50 easy. So I'm confident that once I get the sucker broken all the way, I can do all the roads. I won't do highway because I don't have any need to, but If you're in a city that you need to do 30, 40, 50, boom, the 125 will get you done. So I probably won't ramble anymore. It does have the footrest for the passengers, if you were curious. So other than that, so I got 260 miles on it. I'm loving it. I'm very thorough with my inspections and my details, so it's a very high quality bike. Engine is butter. Again, the transmission is butter. Yeah, there's just nothing, I can't think of anything wrong to say about it. Just up those few of those quirks. So other than that, I do appreciate you watching. I can make more videos if people want. And